our annual goals, specifically for the higher education user group. And I would like to say that we are very excited about celebrating 20 years of being in existence. That is something that we take great pride in, and we are looking forward to a wonderful year and many years to come. With that, we'd just like to provide some background on the higher education user group. So we have approximately 23 board members, and we are very interested in continuing to focus our efforts in celebrating our 20 years by having much more diversity and inclusion as we continue to move forward in progress. The higher education user group is the largest independent, self-organized, industry-specific Oracle user group in the world. Our long history of value-added support services to members, partners, vendors, and to Oracle will only strengthen as we focus our resources and energy toward a simplification of strategies and outcomes that demonstrate our flexibility and our agility. Last year, we as a HEUG board did something that we feel was very beneficial for the success of the organization moving forward. We streamlined our strategic plan, and we identified some key items that we believe will make us successful as we continue to move forward in delivering what we do for our membership in the higher education community at large. Our vision is to be the valued partner of institutions of higher learning in realizing the greatest value from Oracle products and services through education and advocacy. Specifically, the HEUG serves as a mechanism for assisting our members with the selection, implementation, and cost-effective use of Oracle and related software and services in support of higher education. Now, for us to do that, we as a board looked at our strategic plan previously, and again, we thought we would want to make it more simple. We wanted it to be something that others could readily understand, which many institutions throughout the world are doing. And so we, having our main objectives of education and advocacy, created our 4 core values that you see on your screen right now. Leadership, partnership, networking and sharing, communication. They are the pillars that support our education and advocacy. And looking forward on a continual basis, we wanted to make sure that our annual goals supported those 4 core values, which of course lay the foundation and are in alignment with education and advocacy. So to streamline that, we identified we have 4 main goals annually. And those goals are: enhance the HEUG support for communication, collaboration, and education across the entire HEUG ecosystem. Strengthen the HEUG's effectiveness in its advocacy role. Increase HEUG member engagement and satisfaction. Ensure HEUG's continued organizational and financial health. And we believe by doing these things, we will continue to demonstrate value to our membership, as well as be able to continually identify who we are as an organization as we move forward into whatever the future holds. With that, I would like to introduce you to our current executive team. Now, again, we have 23 overall members of our board of directors, but this specific group of people that you see on your screen here are the ones that meet on a more regular face-to-face basis throughout the year to help us identify, as I mentioned, the goals and work groups that we're going to focus our efforts on moving forward this year as well as into next year. One specific item that I would like to draw your attention to is the picture of President-elect Jane Broad. Earlier this year, the Board of Directors approved the changing of the term for our current president. Previously, the president held a term of 1 year and then had to run for election a second year to complete a second term. Well, we as an executive group and then of course as the overall board agreed it would be more beneficial for the individual coming on board to be the president, as well as to demonstrate more consistency and show a more structured manner of presidency, and allowing the president to being able to finish the things that they start from their platform that they come and are elected from. So I am sure Jane is going to do wonderful things as the president-elect, because hopefully I provide a great example for her over this next year as we look to transition to her at the end of February, early March timeframe. But this group of people met earlier in May of this year, and we wanted to focus our discussion and meeting on the review of our organizational structure, the expansion of HEUG partnerships and vendor relations, and we decided that we want to make decisions based on data. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, to create and make sure that our goals and our work groups are in line with our 4 core values. And we believe that we have done that. Here are 2016 HEUG board work groups. Each one of these groups will be led by a particular board member, and they will work to ensure that communication and outcomes from these work groups are provided on an ongoing basis, and certainly at the end of this year, as well as in our annual report, which I'll discuss a little bit later in this town hall session. But each one of our work groups, as you can see, supports and is in alignment with one of our 4 core values. Looking at our contract review, we will have Dan Youngblood, who is our VP of Finance. In that group is going to look at defining a more formal framework for the review of potential contracts for services needed by the HEUG. They will also look at creating an oversight committee to review the renegotiation and recommendation of new services that we seek, as well as try to determine a standardized contract length and regular cycle for our formalized request for proposals. Our second item that we believe supports and is in alignment with leadership is our organizational structure work group. And that work group will be led by our president-elect, Jane Broad, where they'll be focusing on ways that we could potentially change the way representative groups are formed, determining skills and their background, and look for particular sets of skills during each election cycle. They will also look at items about changing the process for nominations and elections overall, as well as looking at how we potentially can modify how institutions' numbers count toward the representative who is running for a particular position. And then the final item that is covering our leadership will be global regions. And this group will be led by Jason Winrick. And that group will look to ensure proper global representation on our advisory groups as well as the overall board of directors. We want to focus on how to ensure our advisory group listservs are not just United States or North America centric. Additionally, we want to look at ways that possibly our EMEA region could mirror what the other organized regions look like and how they are structured. And also, we want to look at how we better align Canada and North America together. As we move into partnership, we have Oracle University. Our Oracle University work group is going to focus on the efforts that we can do as an organization to better partner with Oracle University to provide more educational opportunities to our membership. And this group is going to be led by Brad Finley, our VP of Membership. Then vendor relations. Vendor relations will be led by Buddy Combs, and specifically what we are looking for this group to do is to review the HEUG articles of incorporation in order to expand the opportunity to add additional vendors that we partner with. We want to open opportunities to these additional vendors to partner with us so that they can provide our members with more information in helping guide upgrade paths to new solutions or get better results from the solutions that they currently have. Networking and sharing, integrations. One of the key items that we discovered from the input from many of our members was that they were faced with a lot of challenges from integrations, not only from within the Oracle stack, but from also third-party solutions. So Terry Hauser, our VP of Technology, will lead this work group. And they're going to plan to make sure that the items that they bring forward will be agnostic and not toward any specific tool set, as well as look for this group to work towards discussions on integration best practices, again, not only for Oracle PeopleSoft products, but for additional third-party solution providers. And that kind of goes and supports our vendor relationships as well. As we identify more vendors in our partnerships and we expand that, we're sure to be able to identify opportunities that can address our integration challenges that we have been made aware of. And then next, we have our Cloud Symposium. Our Cloud Symposium is something that will be led by Chris Laidlaw, who is our VP of Administration. And right now, this group is really getting started to identify a point in time or a place or for a specific event that we will host for institutions who have recently invested in cloud solutions or those that are thinking about investing in cloud solutions. And we're going to partner with some additional vendors to look at some of the pros and cons and best practices as institutions consider cloud and how to better get the most out of their cloud solutions for their customers. And then our Young Professionals group. This group was a group that was identified and created about 3 years ago so that we could, again, work on our inclusion and our diversity of our young professionals who are new to either HEUG or new to Oracle PeopleSoft platform. And this group will be led by Scott Munson and Sam Shunk. Looking for some great opportunities for that group to become more visible within the HEUG ecosystem. And then lastly, and certainly not least, because communication certainly supports leadership, partnership, networking, and sharing. As an overall group, again, which will be led by Brad Finley, that group is going to focus on better enhancing our mobile application, which you have seen at some of our regional conferences this year, and we look forward to utilizing it at our large major conference, Alliance 2017, which I'll talk about a little more in a minute, as well as looking at additional training videos to help people know how to participate in our go-to webinar meetings and our go-to meetings and sessions that we as an organization provide on an ongoing basis. We're going to look at ways of improving our communication plan, as well as looking to create and publicize our annual report in November before our actual Alliance conference, so that we're able to utilize a lot of information that we have captured to try to take advantage of them and have a more consistent theme as we get to our Alliance conference this coming up next year in February. As we talk about the items that we're going to be working on as a work group, we have to have members and volunteers from across the world who can help us get the most insight and input, and that starts with our advisory groups. And I would like to bring your attention to our advisory group nominations opened up this past Monday, August the 15th. And the best way for your voice to be heard and for you to have an opportunity to be nominated, we certainly first want your dues to be paid, but we also want you to be a part of any advisory group listserv. And there are specific times that you need to have your subscription in so that your voice can be heard and your dues in so that your vote can count. Looking and thinking about advisory groups and the numbers of seats that are available, I was provided some information today to be able to share with you from our current advisory groups and the number of seats that are available for each. So for our advisory group, our academic advising, we have 1 seat that is available. For our admissions group, we have 2 seats that are available. For our budget group, we have 4 seats that are available. For campus community, we have 3. Contributor relations, we have 2. CRM, we have 3. E-business suite, we have 2. Financial aid, we have 2. Grants, contracts, and billing, we have 2. General ledger, we have 1. HRMS, we have 3. In procurement to pay, we have 6. In report and business intelligence, we have 3. Student financials, we have 1. Student records, we have 2. In our technology advisory group, we have 6. So we're certainly looking forward to filling all of those seats as we prepare for another great year of input and sharing and communication, which certainly leads to our Grand Alliance 2017, which again I'll bring your attention to. We will be celebrating 20 years of existence. We are looking to yet again a wonderful conference, which will be back in Las Vegas, February the 27th through March the 2nd. And it is my understanding that there are many things that have changed since we were there a couple of years ago. And I'm looking forward to seeing as many people there and seeing some other faces that I've seen in the past. There are certainly things that we would like for you to do throughout the year. There are many opportunities that you have to talk about us, to learn about us, and then certainly we hope to like us. Throughout the year, we do many webinars. We provide a lot of information. We do a lot of blogs. All of these items can be found on HEUG.org. But if you're out there in the social media world doing the things that you do, we hope that you will take the opportunity to look at the many things that the HEUG is doing in these platforms. Now with that, that is all the items that I have specifically for the town hall, and I would open it up for any questions that you may have. Do we have any questions, Ashley?
I don't see any. We'll look out for a minute or two.
Okay. Come on, don't be shy. I'm sure there's somebody that has at least one question. Well, actually, it looks like we don't have any questions. Maybe I was just that good and was very clear with what I provided. And we will look to see many people at Alliance 2017 in Las Vegas. Again, I'd like to thank you for joining us today, and hopefully you have a wonderful day.
All right, and thank you. The HUG would like to thank Mario for putting on the town hall meeting. Again, the recording and slides will be available tomorrow in the HUG Online archives. While you're there, make sure to check out the upcoming webinar schedule. Thank you all for joining us, and have a great day.